I'm making this video for I could show you how to make these beans from scratch. I'm making Habichuelas Pintas, which is pinto beans, and we're gonna do this from scratch. The way I'm gonna do these beans, you could do it with any beans. If you don't have pinto beans and you got pink beans, if you got kidney beans, whichever beans you have that is dry like this, you could use the same method that I'm doing on this video for your beans. Don't make a difference, okay? Now, I always take my mother's advice when it comes to, you know, how to make anything, you know? That's how come I know how to cook. Because if I have a question about food, I ask my mom, you know? So, my mom, how she does her beans, she soaks her beans overnight in a big pot for a few hours. So when I cook it tomorrow, all I have to cook it is for maybe 45 minutes. Now, if you didn't put it in water overnight, you will have to cook these beans from scratch. You will have to cook these beans like with boiling water. You will have to cook it for at least a couple of hours. I'm estimating maybe 6 hours maybe. So this is an easier way not to just let it boil for 6 hours. So you could just like basically set it and forget it, you know. So we're gonna do that right now. So like I said, these are pinto beans, and what you want to do is you want to open it up first, and then I'm going to show you what to do with it next. So here we have the beans, and you want to lay it on something flat. Well, you know I don't have no counter space. You already know that. So I'm going to use this plate right here. And you see beans like this. Let me show it to you much better. That is half broken. Oops. Discard it. You do not want that. Okay. So I'm gonna look for beans that are messed up. This one don't look right to me either. Look at it. You don't want that. Discard that too. You want pretty beans. You don't want beans like this. No way. So since it's a plate and I gotta go look through it carefully, I have to do this half and this half. So when I'm done, I'll show you what to do next. Here I have all the beans that I didn't feel was right for my beans. So some of them I have, and I just want to show you some examples because I like to go into details with my video for you can know how to make delicious beans. Some of them were too dark. That one is cracked over there. Look at that one. Look at this one. Okay. And these just don't even look right. I don't know what's up with that. You know? So, some of them are like a little crack. You just can't see it. No good. Alright? So, you do not want these kind of beans. I'll push these aside. And this is what you want. Nice, pretty beans. That's what you're looking for. So, I got this pot here. And I'm gonna put this in water, cold water. So, throw the water. It doesn't make a difference how high you have the beans, like the water of the beans, because we will be draining them out, okay? I'm gonna shut it off now. Alright, hold on, give me a minute. I'm gonna shut it off and then turn it right back on. Okay, so here are the beans. Alright. Another trick you also want to do is if there's like, let it, you know, before you put it in the refrigerator, wait like at least 3 to 5 minutes. Just leave it in the counter just like this. And if all the beans happen to like just fall down, those are good beans. Alright. If like there's one or two kind of floating up, then maybe you didn't stumble into maybe the half ones like this, and you want to take them out, okay? Just a little tip. So yeah, when it comes to like the level of the water, it really makes no difference because we're gonna drain this water out tomorrow. This is just a faster way to cook your beans without you having to cook it that same day for a couple of hours. So I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator, okay? And tomorrow I will be doing a video, well, today basically, because it's what, 12 something. But you know, you get what I'm saying. Tomorrow I'm gonna go and I'm gonna make these beans. I'm gonna go step to step. So if the video is a little long, I'm sorry, but you know I have to go step to step because there are some people that really want to make some delicious beans for their whole family, and you know, they just want more details. So that's what I'm trying to do. And I'm gonna go into details with these, you know, with this tutorial. I got everything for it. You're gonna love this recipe. I promise you, you're gonna love it, okay? And you're gonna do it for your family. So I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator. Do not, well, the way my mother taught me, do not leave it out overnight. I don't know if you could do that, but I'm just going according to how my mom taught me. So I'm going to put this in the refrigerator, and we'll be back with the other part of the video tomorrow. So have a good night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. So we're back with the other part of the video, and that is to make these beans. So I've had it for a few hours in the refrigerator. So we're going to cook these beans, maybe like 45 minutes to like an hour maybe. It is a lot of beans. I ended up making the whole pack, so it's gonna take a little longer. But if you don't wanna, like, let's say if you forgot to put it in water, like I said yesterday, if you forgot to put it in water, you will need to boil these beans on low heat for at least a good 6 hours. Okay, so if you forgot, it's okay, but you know, in the morning, start boiling them. First you gotta boil them, and then you put it low, and you simmer it for at least a good 5 to 6 hours. Okay, so if you did forget, that's the way you do it. But I soak mine for like in water for a few hours, for that way I don't have to go through all, like, wait at least 6 hours to cook it. I could just cook it right away and it'll be done within an hour. So there's a lot of ingredients to this, so I'm gonna see if I could try to write everything down, just the ingredients, but watch what I'm doing because I eyeball everything. I'll try to give you measurements though. I'll try. So I got here my thing. My thing is called a coriander, I think it's called. I'd be like, oh, the thing with the holes. So, and I'm making these with pork chops today, fried pork chops. So I'll probably make it with, I'm debating, probably make this white rice, beans, pork chops, with a nice salad with avocado. Let's see what happens, because I may change my mind. So I'm draining out all the water. Oops. Make sure all the beans is in there. And I'm gonna let it rest for a little minute. And I'm gonna just rinse this out, even though we're gonna use water again. But I wanna do something with this. I'm gonna preheat this in low heat, and I'm gonna show you what to do with it next. So we're gonna start off. First, I wanna, like, before I do the beans, I wanna start off by telling you what you need for these beans. So to start it off, it's a lot of spices, I know, but I'm gonna write everything down, and just, you know, like, if you plan to do this, just write everything down on a piece of paper. It's that simple. I'm sure you got some of these things at home anyway. So we're gonna use extra virgin olive oil. We definitely gonna use a little bit of sugar, at least maybe a tablespoon or two. Let's see. Okay, and that gives it such a beautiful flavor, you know. Add a little sugar to your beans, and I bet you any money it's gonna taste so good. I got here bay leaves, which I'm probably gonna add like maybe 1 or 2. Let's see. I got here cumin, oregano, Spanish olives, or if you got any olives, without, you know, make sure it's pitted though, of course, use it. Any brand, don't make a difference. And I got here parsley flakes. I'm just gonna add a little bit of that. Onion powder. White pepper. If you got black pepper, fine, but I'm gonna use white pepper. I got here a whole can of tomato sauce. I got a little bit from yesterday when I cooked. Okay, so I'm gonna try to see if I need only 1 can. But if I feel like I need more, I'm gonna add the other one. Since, like I said, this is a lot of beans I'm making. I also got chicken powder. Powdered chicken, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. I got a pack of that. If you got like the cube one, that's fine, use the cube one. It's best if you use the chicken one rather than the beef one. And I got here a pack of sazon. Now I also gonna add a little bit of salt. If you want to add adobo to this, you could add adobo. I'm not gonna add adobo. When I use sazon, I really don't like to use adobo at the same time for some reason. You know, like I don't want my food to be too salty. So that's why I'm only gonna add this. And if I feel like I need to add just a little bit, you know, a little bit of saltiness, I'm just gonna add a little bit of salt. But if you want to add a little bit of adobo, go ahead. Just be careful you taste it and don't add too much, because you don't want your beans to be salty. Okay, now we're gonna go and we're gonna discuss the vegetables, which is in the other side. Now, as you know, that I do not have a lot of counter space, so pardon me that on this side of the stove, it's, you know, all the veggies is there. So I'm gonna now, number 1, usually when I make beans, I always add sofrito. What is sofrito? It's something that we use, you know, on our meat, our rice, our beans. We love sofrito, Puerto Ricans. Okay, so if you want the video to sofrito, is below. Just, you know, check in descriptions and you'll see how to make sofrito. But I don't have no fresh sofrito now. I had to make some, so I am so sorry. So I'm gonna add whatever I think I need to make a nice sofrito of my own. All right, so I got here some peeled garlic. I got here 1 green pepper, 1 red pepper, and I am gonna dice these very I'm debating if I should do it small or do it in big chunks. I'll probably do it in big chunks because I don't want the beans to look, anyway, I'll show it to you. And I got here some cilantro. Must add cilantro to your beans because it tastes so good. I have here 2 onions. If it was big, I would have added 1. But considering that these are very small, I'm gonna use 2. Here, we're gonna add some calabaza. What is calabaza? It's pumpkin. Nothing tastes better than this in your food, in your beans anyway. So we're gonna definitely add this. Okay, if you don't want to and you don't have it on hand, and let's say you only got potatoes, that's fine, do it with the potatoes and don't add this. But this is just, it just brings your beans out, you understand? It's traditional in a Puerto Rican dish. So that's why I'm gonna use this. And I'm not using the whole thing, by the way. I'll probably cut half of that. I'm gonna have a little struggle with it, but I'm gonna cut half of that. I'm gonna peel it off, cut it into pieces. I'm gonna show you everything, don't worry. I also have here, now I was gonna use cooked ham, all right? Regular cooking ham, because that's sometimes how I do my beans, all right? Whatever I have, if I have, you know, cooked salami, I'm adding salami to my beans. You know, it's good to add like some kind of meat to your beans. But anyway, my mother told me that to buy this, and this is smoked pork Hocks. I'll put the name below. All right. You could either buy smoked ham hocks or smoked pork hocks. All right. And she said this gives your beans a beautiful, beautiful taste. And you know what? Coming from my mother, and I know how she gets down in the kitchen, I'm gonna believe my mother, okay? Because when she found out that I was gonna do this recipe on YouTube, she told me to buy this. So that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna buy this. I'm not gonna add the 2. I'm only gonna add 1, you know, because this, and we're not gonna really eat this, you know, with our food. It's just to add flavor to your beans. Maybe somebody eats it. I don't know. I don't eat that, but I'm just saying, you know, if it's gonna add a beautiful taste to my beans, beautiful. Also, hold on. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 minute. Even though we're adding the calabaza, which is the pumpkin, even though we're adding that, I'm still gonna add potatoes. Maybe like 3, because you know, I like potatoes in my beans, so we're gonna have both of them. Why not? Let's go all out for our beans. So let me show you what to do with it next. I will make sure that I will write everything that you need for this recipe, okay? So don't get confused. I mean, don't feel like it's confusing or it's too much. I'm gonna write everything down below and on the video for you could know what you gotta get if you decide to make these beans. So now let's get started. Okay, so I had to adjust the camera stand. So first what I want to do is, I'm gonna try to give you guys measurements, but I eyeball everything, so I'm letting you know ahead of time. I'm gonna add maybe like a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. Gonna put it a little high. It's low, but I'm just gonna put it just a little high. I don't want it too high though, you know. And I am opening up my smoked pork, and I am going to put it right there. All right. And I'm gonna make sure that that stays in there till I see that it's cooking a little bit. So we'll be back. So this been like cooking for like 3 minutes, and it's just to flavor it up, make it more smoky, and let it all infuse in there. And then I got here some veggies here, and I was gonna cut them very small, but I decided, you know what, I'm gonna make them this big. All right, just to add flavor to my beans. If you got sofrito, you wanna also add at least a spoon or 2, but you know, sofrito is basically like everything that I'm adding in vegetables here, you know, so it makes no bit of difference if you add sofrito or not. If you got these, then don't add the sofrito. I don't have sofrito, so I'm gonna add all of this. So here we go. That's just to add some flavor to my beans, and I'm doing this first because I want everything to smoke up. Look, I also did the garlic. I know you're like, what? This is smashed up. But I usually put, and I use, I know I jumped from one thing to another. I use 3 garlic cloves, and I smashed it with this with a Ziploc bag. I always do that. So that's how I crush mine. I don't gotta be long, but I'm gonna get one, all right? So for now, like I always said, work with what you got. Like I always say, 3 garlic cloves. If you want to add more, but you don't want to overpower your beans with too much garlic sauce. with garlic taste. Because remember, we're adding a lot of other things too, you know? So, make sure all of that is in there. Alright? That's what we're going to do first. Oh, I can't use that spoon. It'll scratch up my stuff. So, just going to cook it just a little bit. Alright. This is just to bring out all the aroma, all the flavors. It's just to bring it all out. Okay? Mix it all up. You gotta smell my house. Not to brag, it smells so good up in here. I guess my mama was right about that right there. Because it smells, my house smells good. Okay, so we got it. You don't want to brown it too much, like really cook it. You just want to do it for like at least 2 minutes. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add the beans. Everybody does it differently. Y'all like, oh my goodness, what is she doing? I'm going to add the water now. Don't worry. And now that's a whole pack of beans. I'm going to look at the video and I'm going to tell you how many, like, what was the size of the bag of the beans so you can know more or less. And I'm going to start off with 2 cups. 2 cups. Now it's on medium high. I'm going to put it more high now. I'm going to put it full blast high. That's 4 cups. My house smells so good. 6. 8. And that's how much I'm going to add. Only 8 because I'm also going to add the potatoes and the calabaza, which is the pumpkin. So, 8 cups. If you want to add a little less, then go ahead, add a little less. But I'm not going to lie, I always tell you that I don't eat beans. I know how to make them, but I don't eat the beans. I like to, like, you know, like let's say this is the sauce, I like to put it all over my beans. I'm all about the sauce, okay? So this is full high right here. I'm gonna let that come to like a nice simmer, and I'm gonna show you how you want to cut your pumpkin next. So here's the pumpkin, and this is really hard to mess with. I would suggest watch out with your hands, you know. Don't, you know. So I am gonna try to fast forward this process, you know, like slow, like fast speed it up a little bit, but I hope you pay attention to what I'm doing. So So the trick to this, because it's gonna be hard to, you know, peel and all that other stuff, make them into like small pieces, cut them into small pieces, and then cut off the outer, like the skin, while it's in those small pieces. Please be careful with your fingers. You do not want to cut your fingers, okay? So from here I am gonna do little sizes. $15 pieces, so about 15 pieces that you need. I'm gonna do the potatoes. I'm not gonna do the potatoes for y'all to see. I just wanted you to see this because a lot of people don't really put this in their beans, and it's kind of tricky to cut this up in pieces. Trust me, it's a little struggle. So, but everybody knows how to do potatoes, right? So I'm gonna do the potatoes. I'm using 2 potatoes, 2 big potatoes. Let me show you. Yep. About this size, 2 potatoes. I'm gonna rinse it, cut them and all that, and then we're gonna go right back to the beans. So back to the beans. First, as you can see, it's boiling now. First, you wanna add that, which is the potatoes and the pumpkin. Put that in there nice and comfy. Okay, whoa, we don't want the pot to fall now. Alright, this is when we're gonna start adding everything up. And don't worry about it because the potatoes and the onions and everything is gonna get soft, so it ain't gonna be all the way to the top like that. And I got here some cilantro, and I love adding cilantro to my beans. Oh my god, I don't know, without it I'll feel incomplete. So I got a few here. This is about like a handful. I'm just trying to show you how I'm doing this because I'm not giving you exact measurements. I'm gonna clean it up a little bit though because I didn't get to rinse it out. And we ain't leaving nothing behind. Alright. Now we're gonna add the tomato sauce, the whole can. Maybe I should have used a bigger, I'm taking some of the water from the beans. I mean, yeah. Oops, see what I'm doing? Wait a minute, let me see. I took some of it, but be careful because it's really hot. I took some of it, it's hot. Go around it like this, just to get whatever excess that is there, alright? And throw that out. Now I got another half of can of tomato sauce, but let this cook a little bit to see if I need the other half. So far 1 can, alright? Alright. And I'm gonna start off with a spoon, tablespoon. Oops, yeah, a tablespoon. I'll probably put a little bit more, like a tablespoon and a half. Now, like I said, you could use the powder one or the cube one. Makes no difference. And we're going to also add the sazon, which gives it a great color. There you go. We're going to add 2 bay leaves. And when you serve it, make sure you don't serve it with this. Remove them out, okay? You don't want somebody eating that accidentally, you know? Now, onion powder and like some of the spices, I'm not gonna tell you how much to add. Just watch me as I go, because you know everybody likes to season their food differently, you know. So I'm just gonna 1, 2, 3. I love onion powder, and I know I added onions, but onion powder just does something to your food. It's so delicious. And I got white pepper. If you want to use the black pepper, fine, but white pepper it is, you know, because I want to add like the oregano and the parsley. I don't want to add too much that you could see the spices in there, so that's why I chose white pepper. So like that, and I'll taste it and I'll go, you know. So now I'm gonna add. No, this is too much. I don't want to add too much oregano. Just want to add a little hint of it, but not too much. So here you go. And I'm going to crush it while I go like that, okay? There you go. It's good because when you do that, you're breaking the oregano and infusing all the flavor in there. Hold on, give me a minute. I'm trying to clean up too because, ooh, I can't stand the mess. Parsley, you know, add as much as you want. I'm only gonna add a little bit just to bring out that beautifulness into the beans. Okay. And I must say, my house smells so good. And I got here cumin. Don't add too much because cumin is a strong spice to me anyway. So we're done with everything except the sugar. Now, this is tricky, you know, because let me see something. Hold on. Let me make sure that this is all in there. And I don't think I'm also going to add the tomato sauce, okay? I'm being honest with you, you know? I don't think I'm going to add the tomato sauce because this is a beautiful color right here. I don't want it to be no more redder than this, you know? And it is like, let me lower it down just a little bit. So I got it on medium low because it seems like it's going over the pot. I guess I should have used a bigger pot, but trust me, this is gonna reduce a little bit as well, so don't worry about it while it's cooking for 45 minutes to an hour. Now I'm going to add the sugar. Now this is tricky, okay? I'm gonna start off with at least 2 tablespoons of sugar, okay? Taste it later on. If you feel like you want to add just a little bit more, then fine, all right? I'll let you know if I decide to do it, all right? So go according to what I'm doing. So that's one. You don't want to put it in a big mountain either. You just want to fill up the spoon, okay? And I'm going to do another one, okay? So look at what I'm doing. See how I'm just covering the spoon? That's it. I'm not making a big mountain of it, all right? And there you go. And that's gonna bring it to a nice flavor. I'll probably add another spoon though. Like, I already know like how to measure, so I know I'm gonna need another spoon. So hold on a minute. Oh man, I cannot wait till this is done. With my pork chops. Oh man. White rice. I'm gonna do one more. Okay. I already know that I'm gonna add another one later on. I don't know, I have a feeling. No one knows, you know, like their kitchen but their own. So I already know. So this is the beans. And we're gonna let this cook. I'm gonna leave it on medium high for at least 20 minutes, all right? 20 minutes. I am gonna taste it to see if I gotta, you know, adjust any of the flavor. I have a feel like, let me just taste it a little bit now to see about the salt at least. Then everything else I'll just taste later on. The sugar, you're not gonna really taste it at this point. You gotta wait a little while for everything to blend together. But I just want to see. So The memory card is full, so I'm using my iPhone. And I was mentioning that I need to add a little salt. Just a little. I don't want to add too much because, you know, just add a little bit. There you go. If I want to adjust it later, I'll adjust it later. I just want to add a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to let this cook for 20 minutes, right, on medium-high. And I'm going to taste it in 20 minutes to see if maybe I got to adjust. Like if I need to probably add a little more onion powder, or I got to add a little bit more sugar to add it just to make it a little sweet. You know, just to test it out. You don't want to taste it now and be like, oh, it needs this, it needs more of this, it needs more of this, because that's when it gets tricky. That's when you think that it needs more of something. You taste it 20 minutes later and it's salty. You understand? Just let it do its thing for 20 minutes. And then you taste it and then you decide what if you need to add anything else. So I'm going to let this cook and we'll be back. So I got my pork chops over here, which I gotta season up. I already cleaned them up. And I got the pan in the back. I got the rice going on over here. And these are the beans. It's been cooking for like at least like 25-30 minutes. I know I said 20 minutes, but my neighbor came, so I decided to talk to her for a little while. And it's coming along great. Alright, and it's thickening up a little bit. Alright, and I'm gonna taste it just to see where we're at as far as flavor. Okay, so look at the potatoes. Look at how the potatoes look. Let me see if I could adjust the camera. I hope you could see it a little bit. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't got the best camera in the world, but maybe one day I'll get a nice camera. So that stays there. And I am going, let's see the potatoes, how they are. That's the little pumpkin, alright? These are the potatoes. Where's the potatoes? There you go. And let's taste it. Once I taste it and I know how it tastes, I'm gonna let this cook maybe another 25 minutes. I'm gonna cook this at least for an hour. So let's see. Want this to thicken up a little bit more too as well, the sauce. And I love the color of it. Alright. Let me stop obsessing over the beans. Oh, look at the nice beautiful olives. Alright, let's see. Let's taste this bad boy. Oh, I had the water on all this time. Alright. It really tastes really yummy. It really tastes good. There's two things I am going to add to this though. And I am going to add, other than that, all the flavors are really wonderful. Okay. And I was going to tell you that the same method that I'm doing, like all the ingredients that I have here, if you don't got pinto beans, like the dry ones, you are welcome to do this with any kind of beans that you have. Pink beans, red kidney beans, whatever beans you have in store, okay? Even white beans you could do like the way I'm doing it now. Even though I'm not gonna lie, my white beans, I do it a little different, you know? So I'm gonna add, oh my god, I said I was gonna add sugar and look what I pulled out. Coffee mate. It's this. I took out the cover of the coffee mate and I put my sugar here. That's why I confused it. So I am going to add I'm gonna eyeball this, but I'm thinking another tablespoon. Yep, a nice tablespoon and a half, because it still needs to be a little bit more sweeter. And I'm gonna add a little bit more salt. Now I know you're like, wait a minute, like sugar and salt, what's going on here? Trust me, do what I'm telling you to do. All right, it's gonna taste really good together. And I'm gonna add a little bit more salt. All right. Other than that, I'm not gonna add anything else because I think everything is perfectly fine just like this, okay? And one thing I hate about making beans, though, I hate it because, like, when you do beans, it just messes up your stove. Yes, it does. And this is it. So I'm gonna let this cook for another like 25 to 30 more minutes, okay? And then I'm gonna show you how you can know if it's done. Remember, these beans are dried beans, so you do gotta make sure that they're soft inside. Now if they were canned, if they were from the can, I would be like, oh, they're done, you know, most definitely. But they're not from a can, all right? This is straight from scratch. So let's, look how beautiful they are. Nicely beautiful beans. So let's just go and let this do its thing. And I'm gonna start seasoning up the pork chops, and the rice is like, the water of the rice is boiling right there, and we'll be back. So the beans are done, and look at how beautiful they are. Beautiful, everything's so tender. Look at this. Now the taste test. Let me just taste a little bit of the sauce, because like I always tell y'all, I don't eat the beans, I eat the sauce. So let's see if it tastes good. Oh, can I get an amen? That's all I can say. Because these beans are delicious, and I'm telling you, add the sugar. The sugar just brings such a delightful kind of sweetness to your beans, okay? Please add the sugar, because you're gonna add everything else and the beans are gonna taste good, but without that, you know, without that sugar, it is not gonna balance the beans out. You must add the sugar, okay? So, you know, you saw how I did everything. Add like around, like, if you're gonna do a big pot like this, add like around like maybe 4 to 5 tablespoons of sugar. It may seem a lot, but it's not a lot, because remember, you know, this is a big pot of beans. You know, I'm not even, like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna give some of these beans to my neighbor once, like, my family eats whatever. I'm gonna eat, once my family eats and I take mine, you know, the sauce and the potatoes, that's what I really like. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna give a lot of it to my neighbor downstairs. She's waiting right now, waiting for them beans. But look at how delicious it looks. And my mother was right. This right here, you don't eat it, of course, but this really made a really good difference in these beans. Look at how, you know, look at these beans. Now, another thing that you want to do also. Now, I'm trying to look for a pumpkin, but like, okay, there's a pumpkin right there. All right. The pumpkin, it does tend to get smaller into pieces and they break apart faster. But I like them small like that. If you do not want to add them, like when I added the potatoes earlier, then you want to maybe put it in there at least 30 minutes during the last, you know, cooking session, you know, basically, for it could still be whole. But if not, still add it in there. It doesn't make a difference. You're going to still see a little bit of the pumpkin in there. Another thing, I've had this on for like an hour and 15 minutes. That's how long it took me to make this. All right. I'm not gonna lie, I pumped the brakes. I put it high for like the first 30 minutes. Then I lowered it down for the rest of the remaining time. It did thicken up. Put it low, keep checking it. If you feel like it's not getting thick enough, then you put it back high again until it reduces a little bit, then you lower it down. Low and slow is how you do these beans. Alright, I'm gonna get my other camera because I'm using my iPhone now. I'm gonna get my other camera so I can show you another way you can know that these beans are done. And I have my pork chops here. Nice, seasoned, marinated. And that's gonna go back there. I got corn there. I'm debating if I would love to make Mexican corn with this because I love Mexican corn, but I know my kids are not gonna like it. So I was like, I don't know if I should do it. So if not, I probably would have made it with Mexican, like Mexican style with the peppers and all that other stuff. But if you're still interested in knowing how to make Mexican corn, you let me know and I'll send you a reply back with the link. It's in my channel somewhere. I also got these lettuce right here, and that's what we're gonna have today with some grape tomatoes and some avocado. And the rice is being done right here, which I'm gonna turn it one more time and then let it cook for another maybe 5 more minutes. So everything is basically done here. All I gotta do is fry the pork chops, and the pork chops is always something that I always fry towards the end. Okay, so yep, beans. So as you can see, the pork chops is in the back frying, and I am loving my beans. So you better try this recipe because you're gonna love it. And I cleaned out the salad. In case anybody is interested in knowing what it is, it's this one. Okay, just to show you guys. And I added some grape tomatoes and I sliced some red onions. I love to add red onions to my salad, so you will be seeing that a lot. And I got some nice avocado, yeah, I don't know how to say it, but you know what I'm talking about, the little ones. These are great to make guacamole. Yeah, I have those right there. So, yep, everything is looking nice and smooth. And I'm just, the corn is in the stove because why warm it up in a pot when you just could put it in the middle of your stove, and best to believe it will be nice and warm when when you open it up and you serve it on a plate. And the rice is almost done. So here you have it, everyone. The beans that I made just right now, pinto beans from scratch. And I have it with white rice and corn, of course, and lime, pork chops, and a nice beautiful salad, and whichever Italian or zesty lime dressing my family want to use. And this is the whole dish. Alright, I'm still frying more pork chops, I know, right? So this is the final dish. I really hope that you do try this recipe. It is delicious, okay? Please try this recipe. I'm not a bean eater, but that don't mean I can't cook no beans. Trust me. I've been like that since I was a child, but try these beans. Trust me. If the sauce tastes good, your beans are gonna taste good. It's as simple as that. And yeah, so I hope that you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And I'll see you on my next video. Take care and have a lovely week. Bye.